Most professionals like you, they think they have a client problem. They need more leads or more clients. They don't. What you have is a perception problem that is quietly costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Let me explain. Every time a high-value prospect is referred to you, there is a moment that makes or breaks everything. It's not the call, it's not the proposal that you sent, it's the moment they look you up. Because in less than 30 seconds, they decide, is this the right lawyer, the right architect, the right accountant? Or should I just keep looking? And what most professionals don't realize is this, that you are not competing on skill anymore. Because your clients, they don't have the ability to evaluate your skills up front. So they default to something else. They evaluate how you show up. And that is why you see worse professionals with a fraction of your experience and your credentials working with better clients. They are charging more, they are closing deals faster, and it's not because they are better than you. It's simply because they've become easier to trust. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how that decision is made, why most high-level professionals lose before the conversation even starts, and what actually needs to change if you want to stop competing on price and start attracting better clients consistently. So let's start with the part that nobody wants to admit. Your client, that prospect that you are talking about, has no real way to judge how good you are. They don't understand your frameworks, they cannot see your decision making, and they have no access to your actual process. So they do what every human does under uncertainty. They look for signals. They go to your website, they go to your content, your tone, your clarity, your consistency. And these signals, they become proxies for competence. And whether you like it or not, those proxies are what you're being judged on. And it's not your actual skills, your pedigree, the case studies that you have. And this is where most professionals lose the game, because they rely on being good instead of making their goodness visible. So this is what happens. A prospect hears about you. They are interested. They are ready to work with you. So what they do is they look you up, and what they find is almost nothing. Or worse, they find something generic. You know, a vague website, no clear point of view, no articulation of how you think. So now instead of thinking, is this the right person? They think, let me compare a few other options. So if you don't show how you think, you get compared on what is easy to compare. And price is the easiest variable in the world to start comparing. Meanwhile, someone with a fraction of your experience is out there publishing videos on YouTube, publishing their ideas, explaining their decision-making progress, is showing their thinking in public. So when a prospect finds them, it feels different. It feels clear, structured, and intentional about what they do and how they work. And most importantly, it feels safe to work with them. And that is what trust actually is in this context. It's not proof of perfection, but reduction of uncertainty. And in 2026, the best positioned professionals, the best positioned lawyers, architects, CPAs, wealth advisors are not the most skilled ones. It's the one who removes the most doubt and uncertainty before the conversation even begins. And that happens long before the sales call. It happens in what people find when they search your name. So the real question isn't, am I good enough? That is beyond discussion. The real question here is, can someone understand how good I am without talking to me first? Because if the answer is no, you are invisible at the exact moment that matters most. So what actually you need to change? There are three things. First is clarity. You need to articulate what you do in a way that is instantly understandable. It's not about being clever, it's not about being abstract. It's about being clear about what you do. For example, we help professionals launch their YouTube channel and website in just a few days. Second, you need to show your thinking. You need to show how you make decisions, not just what you do, but why you do it in that specific way. Because this is what separates you from everyone else saying the same thing. And third, you need to be consistent. Trust in 2026 is not about building one post, posting one video, or just writing a few tweets. It's built through repetition, through showing up again and again and again with the same level of clarity and depth every single time. Because every touch point reduces friction and every piece of content answers a silent question. Until eventually there are no more questions left. And that's when price stops being the focus. That's when the conversation changes. And that's when you stop convincing and start being selected. So if you feel like you are constantly chasing clients, lowering your prices, or you feel like you are being overlooked, I want you to zoom out, because the problem is probably not your skill. It's how your skill is being perceived at the moment that actually matters most. So you don't have a client problem. What you do is you have a visibility problem. And if you're watching this and you realize this is exactly what is happening to you, you have years of experience, a lot of case studies, a track record that is impeccable, but people checking you out, they are not fully understanding your value and it's defaulting to price, then this is fixable. I've put together a way to reposition how you show up so prospects immediately see your value. So if you want that, click on the link below and I'll walk you through the exact steps to start shifting perception in your favor.